cleaner victories for CLG there. We always talk about, well, their team fighting isn't so great, but they never really have to team fight. Like, they're winning without having to team fight. Yeah. So, you know, I feel like at some points it's kind of a non-issue.
Yeah, in this game it absolutely was. And it could have been very scary for them. When they picked the Hecarim super early and the lane opponent was Lissandra, if those guys get isolated in the exact same lane together, Zion Spartan could have been in trouble. But as Freak noted in that interview, and Zion Spartan kept saying it, he kept getting the right waves. CLG's team was playing that swap so much better in the early, mid, and late game. It made it a completely non-factor, and it made Hecarim a fantastic pick because he doubled Lissandra's CS.
And the fact that they let the top turret fall, it was like, okay, now this is going to keep pushing. They didn't have the wave bounce back off the turret when they took it on Gravity's side. So Zion's like, free farm, free farm. Then the teleport play bottom from both top laners, even though Zion had hard pushed that wave into the turret. It allowed allowed Zion to actually be ahead, level 6 first, more pressure. Then he's able to pressure the map and roam around. And he just came up, clears the wave, freezes it again, does that over and over again.
Yeah.
And the big thing is Gravity didn't start a fight while that was happening. They never threw out a Sej ulti and got the picks because CLG is just out-rotating them.
CLG seems to have these consistently well-thought-out early games. The first 5 to 10 minutes, where here they decided to go for that long double jungle with the early dragon that ended up with the push on the bottom turret. Gravity, unbeknownst to this, or at least unaware of how they should react, decided to knock the top turret down to 10% and then back off and refreeze the lane. I feel like a better option may have been to just take the turret, put pressure on the top side of the map, force Zion Spartan to come into that 1v1 matchup and take advantage of the fact that he doesn't have flash and he's still level 3-4 earlier in the game.
Yeah, it was honestly a bit of an odd choice, and there were a few odd choices by Gravity throughout that. Just on this desk, we were talking with Freak and everyone else. It didn't seem like this was a pick and ban victory by any means by CLG. We saw the team comps were like, you know, both these team comps are pretty strong. And we were trying to figure out, is it CLG being this good at lane swaps, or is it other teams not knowing what to do? And it's a little bit of a mix of both, because CLG was doing everything right, but Gravity was making some missed decisions like the one you mentioned there.
They're very, very tiny things, too, that affect just the microcosm of the game. You clear one extra minion, starts pushing. Things like that. You don't take the turret fast enough, you back. Like, even if they had taken that top turret, his back may have not purchased him the BF sword because it was so early of a push. So then he shows up to lane, he's like, do I buy a pickaxe and show up to lane, then double lift waits until he has a BF sword, then he backs and he's more powerful than me? Or do I walk just back into lane with the Doran's blade still just to hold it? It's one of those things where you have to make those on-the-fly decisions, and they have to be right, or else they just get a tiny advantage on you and they just keep pushing it.
And it's the strangest thing, because even a 5-second or a 10-second delay can end up making such a large difference in the game. You have to be able to make decisions instantly, and that takes a lot of practice, familiarity, and what CLG has, versatility. So this was their type of game.
Yeah, absolutely. I do want to give some more credit to Zion Spartan for the fact that he was refreezing the lane on his own too, right? So we were talking about the fact that he had that long lane to work with, and he continually went out and refroze the minion wave so that he could take advantage of it later in the game and continue to build that CS lead. So good on him there, again, as well with the unique champion picks. It's nice to see them expand their pool. However, you know, the danger, I guess, would be at some point expanding it too much that you don't have the time to be at the top level with all of them. Well, we are going to step away so I can practice pronouncing the Twitter handles for everyone that wrote into our Twitter question of the day, and then we're going to see how the new Winter Fox lineup fares against first place team, Team Solo Mid. Stay with us.
So what are you guys going to do on your break, guys?
Oh, we have a break? We have a break?
Stream. Yeah, we're for Katowice.
We have a break?
We're not going to Katowice?
I want to go home. I don't have friends, dude. All I do is stream.
Here comes Zion Spartan. Hecarim right into the fight. He goes out the backside, and that was more of a disengage than an engage.
Can we fight that? Sejuani?
Yeah, you should come. You should come.
Yeah, I'm behind him. I got an ulti.
Go. Raise. I polyed. Yeah, Lantern, come here.
Baron, and now he goes in. He gets to the back line. I don't think Gravity's going to have much to be able to say about this one. The Victor lockdown is actually on the other side. Saint's still pretty tanky, and they are trading damage back well as Hanser was the first focus. But you forgot about double lift on the back line. Counter Logic Gaming will take down Gravity.